Alright guys, welcome back. C.F.P here, and this is Survival Living. Hopefully that we have connection. We're inside the cargo trailer, so we never know with the internet here. I was actually out. Our Google TV just did a report on that hack. I got home, took a shower, watched it, and decided we need to go live and talk about some things, guys. No, we are not about fear porn or anything else like that here, and no, I'm not accusing Adam of fear porn. That's not what I'm saying. So we take a lot of information very seriously, and this is some very serious information. I am so glad that he got that little, I think it was a 20-minute video out. If you have not seen it, definitely go check that out. But he was talking about the hack. Hold on a second. That we've been talking about for a little over a week now. And with this hack, guys, most concerning besides just the all the businesses and things like that were hacked, and plus the military that was hacked. Thing is concerning is the blueprint plans of the U.S. reconstruction after a power grid failure. And we're talking about a massive power grid failure, a blackout scenario where either an EMP or a coronal mass ejection or a cyber hack shuts down our grid. Now, let me scroll through here. Did you get your hogs yet? Second Amendment. Negative. We've got some trail cams up, and I was out last night, and I actually had a deer come through. So no hogs. Uh, I was out there earlier, and to be honest, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning when they come. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So after this, I'm going to step back out and go out there with my brother and see if we can't do some more hogging. But anyway, so back to this, guys. Hopefully, everybody here has been taking preparedness very seriously. Now, with a grid down scenario, I'm not talking about the power just being out for a week. All right, and power being out for a week is still no joke. If you live in the city and the power to your water pump stations go out, you've got no fresh water. And if water is being pumped, odds are it's going to be underneath a bull water advisory. So you're taking chances there. Just like any hurricanes that we deal with down here in Florida, we have to take power outages very seriously because usually when we have a power outage, we get that advisory fallen day and we have to sit in bull water for a few days. So everybody that's been with the channel for a while now, you know that we have solar, we have wind turbines, we got generators, we got yada yada yada. Redundancy, redundancy. I get it. I'm not saying that you have to go run and buy all this stuff. This stuff we didn't just buy overnight. This was a little bit here, a little bit there, starting to build up what we needed. Please get prepared. All right. If this was to go down, if it's a grid down, complete grid down situation across the globe, well, just here in America alone, and it's grid down. So even if it's just a cyber hack that shuts things down, there's not going to be anything moving as far as transportation with food will be continuing for a little bit, but the manufacturing of food, things like that's not going to be there. How can it be? There's no electricity. Everything's going to be much harder, pumping gas, transporting gas, things like that. If it's something major like an EMP that is released, a lot of these systems are just fried. Okay, it's one thing to have the power just shut off and systems are no longer damaged and can just be ransomed and turned back on. Yeah, that's an ideal aspect of things. Sorry, guys, I am trying to scroll through here. Lois Young, hi, Miss C.F.P. She's right over there. Let's see here. Twisted Luck Truth, good to see you. Second Amendment, I'm ordering a solar generator soon. Sydney, good to see you. When it does finally go downhill, it will be the great resetting event. Josh from Oregon. Yeah, yeah, it will. Um, I've had people ask me many times here on the channel when we show the EMP shield, well, it's not going to do any good without no power if the power grid fails. Well, if I was just hooked up to the grid, yeah, there's no power, but I'm not hooked up to the grid. And if you are planning on utilizing any electronics in your home, yeah, you'll need that protection because the generator stuff like that could still provide power for your house. But anyway, I need some more coffee. It's cold out here, believe it or not. It's been raining for like 3 days, so I'm like ankle deep in water, mud, trying to get to where we got our stands up and stuff. Yeah, I know, poor baby. It got so cold last night I was shivering. I was about 3 o'clock in the morning. So, Anyway, back to topic here. I said hi to you too, C.F.P. All right, Lois. Appreciate it. Have everything I need for a grid down at least 2 weeks until my gasoline runs out. Second Amendment. That is awesome. Even having a 2 week supply of way of generating power is definitely a smart move. Yes, having fuel and storing fuel is a problem. It can be problematic if you're in the city, stuff like that, because you are running into legal issues on storing a large amount of fuel in a residential area, stuff like that. I get that. Um, 2 weeks is better than no weeks at all. Trust me on that. So definitely appreciate that you have that. Where is your coffee cup? My coffee cup's right here. That's my channel coffee cup. My other coffee cup is up there. I drink coffee for your protection. It's over there. Uh, Solar great deals on good used panels. Besides, I have not used any used solar panels. I do know that solar panels do have a life expectancy, especially with the cheaper ones. They just don't last as long. But hey, even 7 to 11 years on a solar panel is still very good. They started in the third world countries cutting off power. High treason Democrats. Um, yeah, if you're referring to where they've been testing, well, we believe that they are testing. Now, I have to say that because I do not have any proof. I just have to look at it. With the stuff going in South America, Mexico, recently, Venezuela, and there's other, and I'm sorry if the camera's moving, my wife's rabbits decided they want to bump the tripod. Yes. But anyway, yes, I agree with you that there is some testing going on. And I believe Adam there at Marfugo TV even hinted around at that, the recent stuff we saw with Mexico, as in the hack, and then this happens where they testing it. He made reference to their electrical grid is similar to ours with the interconnection network and stuff like that. Is our grid more advanced as far as newer, better technology? Yeah, because this country's got more money to spend on that. Is it still unsafe as far as open to attack? Yes. And the reason I say yes on that is because if you look, there's plenty of what's the correct word I'm looking for? Not documents, but there are documents. There are what's the word I'm looking for when you do a movie about something? Documentary. There we go. I had to think it through. Yes, my brain's going. Phew. Documentaries. There's plenty of documentaries with lead people talking about. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself. Talking about our power grid and what a hack can do. They've known this stuff's going on. They've done reports on how many times America gets hacked, cyber hacked against our power grids and stuff. So this is nothing new. This is just a big event they've done. Generator sick brag, bro. Generator sick brag. I'm not sure what that means. Wood stove. Yes, wood stoves are nice. We do have a wood stove. It's not assembled in here. That's what we're taking to Wyoming. Uh, Nobody believes me when I tell them about grid warning them. Frustrating. My best advice is to download and print off the grid infrastructure hardening that they were trying. We quit. Sorry guys, I got rampant rabbits. I got rabid rabbits and he just knocked over my soda. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, I would download that and I'd print it off and present that paperwork where well, 2 years ago, they came out with a report on hardening the infrastructure, how an EMP could take things out, a cyber hack could take things out, where they said that 90% of Americans would die without electricity the first year. I would download that and I'd show these people this because this is an actual documentation from the U.S. government, and that's what I'd be showing them first. Twisted Luck True so much has indicated for a long time that the grid would go down, and that has amped up recently. Many things indicate this could take place in the very near future. I hope people are truly ready. Yes, Twisted Luck. And I'm not here to say no one is ready. I'm just here to say I hope you are preparing. Prepare your food. And I've always advocated for getting normal food first. I've always said get you a year supply of your normal canned goods and dry goods, stuff that you normally eat. Put that up, put it in a rotational stock before you go and buy all the high dollar long term food storages. Do I like selling long term food storages? Absolutely. I get a percentage off of that. But what do I always tell you? Get a year supply of your normal foods from the grocery store you always buy from. Get that food put back. And I'm not saying you got to go get 1 year right now. You got to start somewhere. We don't know when this is going to happen. We know that we see it just keeps on pushing. We talk about being conditioned, especially in the truther community. We talk about how there's predictive programming. They're always conditioning us for the next thing. You can look at media for the last several decades, and they've always conditioned people to roll out something new. What do they push? They push destruction as far as asteroids, disease, and recent one. All right, they talked about that before it even happened, and grid down. We're seeing grid down in other countries. We've seen our own government threaten other governments. I'm trying to think if it was the Desert Shield or if it was Desert Storm. I forget which one it was. But they did threaten, Saddam, that we would turn out the lights in Baghdad. They were referring to using an EMP weapon. And I did do a report on that. They actually called it, the weapon itself was called something else, but I did do a report on that on some of our earlier videos, guys. Dee Dee, good to see you. Yeah, my neighbors will complain about the noise until they want to plug in my generator. Yeah, and that's gonna be another thing, guys. That's gonna be something left up to y'all. Are y'all gonna be working with your community, trying to work together with grid down scenario? Obviously, if you got a loud generator, people's gonna hear it. People will be coming around, and I can't tell you what to do on that. All right, I've made my stance on many different types of things. That's your own personal belief. I've been chastised for saying it's mine. You're not welcome to it. I mean, I've got a prepping community. We work together. We are trying to look out for our families first before anybody else. Now, if we have the ability to help other people, yes, but we also know that there's also a threat by showing, hey guys, we got all this stuff. That's up to y'all. All right. I'll scroll through here. South Florida, good to see you. Put a bigger muffler on it. Yeah, putting a larger muffler as long as you don't mess up any valves. If you have the higher end generators, you'll be okay. Backflow on a engine is, especially with the higher end generators that have multiple valves and things like that, that is regulated just like a vehicle. If you don't have a muffler on a vehicle, you burn up your valves. If you have too much of a backflow on your muffler, you can burn up your valves too. But this does take a long time to do. Spent my stimulus on freeze dried and AR500. What advice for heat issues? I have a solar generator but says not to plug in heater. Thank you. Julia. All right, so obviously the heater is probably going to be pulling way too many amps. All right, and that's why it's probably telling you not to use a heater for that particular generator. Far as heat goes, do not use propane heaters inside your home unless it's ventilated. Now, they do sell the heater buddy, but it does say on the heater buddies that you're not supposed to use them indoors. They're for tents and stuff. So I can't tell you exactly what to do on that. I can tell you what we do and what we have done. Yes, we have used our heater buddy indoors. Do we have a fan and exhaust going? Yes, we do. Have we used propane grills indoors? Yeah, but we also have exhaust fans hooked up. When I designed this trailer and started making it into a livable cargo trailer, it's a 6x12 trailer that we use. Did I make sure we had fresh air exhaust coming in and fresh air coming in, exhaust coming out? Absolutely. You have to have ventilation. So with that, I like wood stoves, but if you don't have a wood stove set up already in your home, don't just cut a hole in the wall and stick the stovepipe out because you'll catch fire. They actually have metal flashing and stuff you can use. You can also use open up a window and run a pipe through and just cut out a piece of tin, cut through, cut your circle, put it into the window, drop the window down just so that the air is not coming in and out. But that's a good way of doing it too. It's just a rough way of doing it. But Vlad, good to see you, buddy. If grid goes down, I wouldn't know it till I use my stove. Vlad has some great solar videos, and also with his wind turbine videos too. He actually helped me with my shunt that I had to put on for our solar system, just so I could see our intake and usage and stuff like that, because I didn't know how to use that. Um, and he actually did a video for me, worked with me via YouTube, and actually taught me how to use those things. So yeah, Vlad's got some good videos on that. And Vlad's actually been doing a lot more videos on the news and stuff like that, guys. So if you have not been over to his channel, definitely check him out. WV, good to see you. Can't stay. Vision's bad. MS relapse is my current situation. Love y'all. WV, I am definitely am sorry about that. I wish you the best, and I hope you get some rest. Um, yeah, you're fine. You don't have to sit here and listen to me, and just get you some rest, okay? Freeze dried foods are on sale on Amazon. Great price. Augusta Farms. Now we have used Augusta Farms many times and always mispronounce them. We are affiliated with Legacy. Um, Augusta Farms. We actually have some. We have pancake mix, blueberry mix. We got a lot of stuff by them. Just because we're not affiliated with a company doesn't mean we don't purchase their stuff. And I've used their foods for many years. I first started purchasing their foods the whole 2012 2012 event. That's when I first started buying their foods. And of course, me, kid in a candy store, I got to try it. Yeah, they actually have very good foods. See here, I will say if you go through Alaska Prepper, he has a Amazon site. Many of y'all know who Alaska Prepper is. If y'all decide to go that route, go through his channel. It doesn't cost you anymore, and he actually makes a little bit, and he does so much with the community as far as um, charity organizations and helping families out and stuff like that. Definitely recommend y'all check that out. If y'all decide to go to Augustin Farms and stuff, definitely, guys. All right, scrolling through here. Survival living. Where's the best place to get MREs? South Florida DCL. To be honest, brother, I haven't seen any in a very long time. Mainly because they are priced ridiculously high. Do I like MREs? Yeah, I have no problems eating MREs. But for the price that I've seen online, for the several years now, they've just been way too expensive. So I don't have a recommendation for that. If someone else knows of some decently priced ones online, please put it in the chat. All right, scrolling through. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll through. I don't have my computer set up. I'm just got the phone up here. I have a bad feeling about January 6th, South Florida. Uh, I was over there on Magic Preppers live stream Saturday, I think it was, and that did pop up in the conversation. Yeah, yeah, it could be bad across the board, many different ways. It could be used as a fast Freddy event. There could be some bad things happen. Let's just put it that way. But we don't live in fear. That's why we prep. We just prepare. So talking about this, yes, will I be accused of fear porn? Of course, I will be accused of it. But we need to talk about certain situations. We're preppers. We discuss situations for a reason, so we know that we can prepare for something. Sweet Tay, $50 for Mad Bunny preps. Yes, we do appreciate that. My wife's over there laughing right now, and she said, "Oh, um, the rabbits. We have a year supply of hay, Timothy hay. We have a year supply of their normal pellets, and of course the snacks and stuff like that that rabbits eat. So yes, we always make sure. And one of the big preps we did, we went ahead and purchased Timothy hay seeds, so we can actually start growing rabbit food when necessary. Because technically all they need is Timothy hay to live, except for water. JT, good to see you. Sorry guys, this was a unscheduled live stream. It really was. WV, I'm listening. Can't watch. I'm here. All right, WV, just please rest, girl. We love you more than anything, and we don't want you getting worse off or anything like that. Just rest up. I'm glad you're here with us and listening in. Let's see what else we got here. Getting a little anxious. I think I have enough stuff, but my mom is 72 and it's cold outside. I'm worried about that. Debbie Jordan. Okay, let me address something there, Debbie. I'm not here to make you anxious at all. Hopefully, Yes, do people get anxious about stuff when they hear stuff like this? Absolutely. I'm not here to cause fear or anything like that. You said, I think I have enough stuff, and my mom's 72. All right. Take solitude in that you took that many steps in preparedness. That gives you a buffer zone. Okay. Using our preps as a buffer zone gives us time for our next step in our scenarios. All right. So let's say you got 3 months supply of food, you got fuel, stuff like that. You know you can generate heat for a little while. During that time, you are looking for other sources that are out there too. If you have to barter for fuel, things like that, it's a buffer zone created. So that's why we prep. We're creating our buffer zone. Uh, any ideas on getting water out of a well that's 550 feet down and electricity goes out? Mary Lou. So there's different types of well out there. If that's a 550 feet down one, that means you got a very small well pipe in the ground. So you would have to figure out a way to power up that wellhead pump that's in the ground. Our well on property here, my aunt's property, that's where we parked at right now. We have a regular outlet that we can plug up our generator to, and we've actually tested and works fine. Check and see if you have a another way to get that well pump to produce power. If you don't, and it's relied on the grid, and for some reason that gets fried, yeah, the best bet is to try to find other water sources. Um, if that system gets fried in place, there's no way of running a bucket down into it. Now, if it's a shallow well, very large well, you've seen them in the old time movies, and we actually had one growing up when in Hamptonville, North Carolina. We would run a bucket down with a rope because it was a shallow well. We were able to get water that way. But if it's a newer style well and it's that deep, it's probably just a real narrow pipe, maybe 6 inches, maybe you're not going to be able to get a bucket down in there. As far as using a alternative uh, water pump like we've shown on the show, that's only a 6 foot lift. It will not produce that, even though we could run it off of 12 volts. It's not enough to pull that much water out of the ground. So I would definitely be looking into other sources of water catchment, either rainwater. Take the time now and look for other water sources nearby within a mile of you. Look and see what's walking distance, if necessary, of water sources, and then work on ways of purifying that water. I know it's not the most ideal way, but unfortunately, it may come to that. And if the power does go down, it will come to rain collection. And please, guys, filter out your water if you do rain collection. It's not the old days anymore that you can drink rainwater. Filter that water out. Let's see here. Scrolling through here, guys. Let's see here. I'm trying to get caught up here. Dangerous Freedom, good to see you. I did see you earlier. I quit drinking a year ago now as well, and it was the best decision I ever made. Yeah, I quit drinking, I believe it was February of last year. So, yeah, I'm still working on my smoking, though. See here. I don't like putting out fear porn, but it's better to be prepared than not. I think Nashville was a warning. Josh from Oregon. Um, I agree with you. I can't really discuss a lot on that. I do agree with you, Josh from Oregon. They make solar panel sets up for up to 750 feet. Not sure what that means. Are you referring to solar panel powering of a well for up to 750 feet? Because I'm not really sure what that means there. Mid 10 Matt. Hey, C.F.P. new follower. Thanks to the Magic Prepper live stream. Well, definitely glad to have you here. Like I said, guys, we do a lot of preparedness videos. This was an unscheduled live stream, but it was something that I figured we need to talk about. Laura, what? You're live? I didn't know I'm late. Yes, this was unscheduled. All right, I'm looking for it. I'm trying to answer questions when I see them, guys. C.F.P. Lehman's has a well bucket for narrow well pipes. Okay, well, right there is a narrow well pipe bucket. So that is something you need to look into then. If you're trying to get water out of a well that's 550 feet down. Now, most wells today are made with PVC piping that they shoot down in the ground after they, for the casing and everything else like that. So yes, there will be water down in there. So if they got a small bucket that actually goes down in there, that's something you can definitely take a look at, and that is Lehman's. Just don't drop your rope. You won't get it back. All right, let's see here. Question on prepping, Jerry, how to get the rest of the family into. My wife is on board, but extended family doesn't think it's necessary. How to try to change their mind on that? Well, I would definitely start taking headlines out of the news as far as power. Well, let's just take Power Grid for one. All right, we got the hacks right now. They're publicizing the hacks. Let's take a look at the power grid failing in Mexico recently, in Venezuela. What about that if it happens here? That's an icebreaker right there. What are you going to do to generate heat? What are you going to do for power? I would start those angles first. Down here in Florida, it was easy, and in North Carolina, it was very easy because we pretty much saved for ice storms and things like that, and we just started building up onto that. Do I have family members that are not preppers? Yeah, I do. Do I have family members that tell me they're going to come to my house when they need to? Yeah, I do. Do I have family members that I'm going to be saying, hey, come on in? A select few. And the reason I say this is because I'm not close to a lot of my family. I have my reasons. Well, you're just a horrible person, C.F.P. Hey, they've had the exact same time, and they've ridiculed me for years to being a prepper. And if they don't want to take this seriously, and the fact is, though, they're not going to be able to get to me if everything goes down anyway, because my family's scattered all over the 50 states. And I'm not going to sit there and go all over the 50 states trying to make sure, it's impossible for me to do. I ain't got a huge convoy of military backed people to go get all my family members. I know it's horrible sounding, but it's reality. It's reality. If the grid's down, let's say an EMP, everything stops working, and you got family on the other side of the country. You're gonna throw on a backpack and what, a couple of days worth of Mountain House in your backpack and your AR-15. You're gonna walk across the country to go get them. Hey, some people will try it. Best of luck to you. It's not advised. All right. I know it sounds horrible. Reality is not a good thing. It really isn't. I'm not trying to be a jerk either. All right. Stock up on mouse traps to pass out to family members that didn't listen. Independent 7. I'll tell you what, I've used mouse traps and rat traps work the best for squirrel, small game. I love using traps. Dangerous Freedom. I'm coming to your house. Well, my house is mobile. I can go anywhere. Uh, Scrolling through. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get caught up here. Yeah, just watched the Revolution of Jericho, where those two shows will prepare people for what's coming. Actually, yeah, I remember Jericho. I think my brother's got on DVD. I actually like Jericho a lot. I don't have a mag. Um, I try to, everywhere I go, I try to set up some type of community. Is it always possible? No, it's not. Some people just are not on board, and you don't want to reveal yourself that you're prepping. You have to fill that out for yourself. If you live in a area and you know these people are not even ideally you don't want to be in end times with them. I wouldn't recommend going up to them and say, "Hey guys, so I'm a prepper. I've got all this food here. You should start prep." I wouldn't tell anybody. It's something that you have to hint around at first and see if they're interested in it and see what they talk about it. Recommend a YouTube channel to them. Hey, here I am. Recommend a YouTube channel to them about prepping. See what the response is. Oh man, that's a old redneck there. Hey, well that's true. There's an idea. recommend a YouTube channel. Hey, man, go check this out. What do you think about this? And you'll see what they think. Oh, man, I don't believe in that prep and stuff. Those guys are crazy. Or, hey, you know what? They kind of got a point there. It's a little extreme, but I can kind of see what he's talking about. There's your opening right there, and it's an easy one. And all you did was recommend a YouTube channel to somebody. Oh, man, that's horrible, C.F.P. You're just trying to get views. No, it's just an idea. JT, C.F.P., you and the missus can come to my house. Just bring the talents. There's a wife laughing in the background. She's not saying no. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So, talk talk bushcraft or prepping skills. We have done plenty of videos on bushcraft as far as learning how to trap and stuff. No, we're not huge on bushcraft videos because there for a while I was not able to get outside much when I was hurt. But some of that's going to be changing with our videos. Get to prepping, guys. With this threat of the grid going down, you don't want to be left with your light switch not working. Or, you know what? You don't want to be left with not being able to generate some type of power, not have food, not have any security, not having a way to clean water when necessary. Those And there's a huge debate online: Sawyer Mini versus LifeStraw. Who cares? Both filter out water. All right, both filter out water the same amount. Both are under $20. Get one. Get one. You have the ability to filter out water. Now, are there better filters than them? Absolutely, but not for the price tag of $20. See what I'm saying? All right. Don't forget the bunnies too, JT. All right. No, I mean, people not into prepping start with bushcraft skills and test them. Homestead, yes, you're right about that. You definitely got to test them. I've had a lot of people recently ask me. I don't understand how Elvis got fat. He ate nothing but a hound dog. God. Oh man. Uh, Back to Homestead. There, yes, I get it. I get people ask me a lot about prepping books. Prepping books. What's your best prepping book? What's this? There's a lot of information out there. I don't put much stock into prepping books because a lot of people, and I'm not saying every book's like that, guys, but there's a lot of books out there that's been written by, I don't know if you've noticed things in the chats on other people's YouTube videos that are preppers. Hey, they're typing away. So I'm just coming by to get some ideas because I'm going to put it all in a book and sell it as a prepping book. None of it's been vetted. They just crammed it all in there. Sure, a lot of it is good information, but there's a lot of it not very good information. Um, so I don't sit there and go on, I recommend this book, I recommend that book. I don't do that. But if you decide to get a prepping book, go try it out. Get out, even if it's just in the backyard, go try it out. Go see if you can do what they're saying can be done. And a lot of these things, yeah, they can be done. But don't rely on all your prep and skills is just because you got a book and you ain't tried out anything. Don't do that. That's going to be the worst thing you could ever do. Let's see here. But yes, I do agree with you. You definitely need to get out there and try things out. Let's see here. Led Zepp girl, good to see you. So a car parked on the other side of my husband's truck and sat there and two guys in the front seat. They loaded a revolver and that was a little unnerving. Well, yeah, I can definitely see that. I'm just trying to think about where I grew up at. We had shotgun racks in our back of our trucks and stuff like that. But I do understand where you're coming from there. Yeah. Thought I saw Yabba Dabba here too. Yeah, okay, that was Yabba Dabba. Alright. Alright. Keep. Well, I really thought you weren't going to do this kind of crap. Lone Star Pioneering. I'm not sure what you mean there, or if that was even directed at me. Alright. Well, Welcome, Mark. Get an old smartphone and download vids off YouTube and put the phone in Faraday cage bag. Great advice. Rocky a party. Yes, actually, we have SD cards loaded down, and we have tablets loaded down with not just preparing and survival stuff, but also on building, how to build certain things. We've got those, and we've got music, we got videos, movies, things like that, just for entertainment purposes, because you can go stir crazy with that entertainment. And yes, we did put those in Faraday cages, and that is a very good idea. Boy Scout manual is good. SAS handbook. I used to have an SAS handbook. That is actually a good book. All right, scrolling through. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm trying to keep up with your questions here and stuff, guys. Just sitting on that phone though. Anyway, guys. So I am not going to keep y'all here very long. I just wanted to get y'all attention here. Y'all need to start preparing. Y'all need to be starting prepping. Get food put back. Get away to purify water. All right. Even if can you survive with that's all, folks. That's probably trademarked. But anyway, you can't survive without electricity unless you are medically dependent on running a machine. All right. If you are medically dependent on a machine that requires electricity, you need to be figuring out a way very fast on how to generate power for that machine. Most people can live just fine without electricity. Is it hard? Yes, because everyone's conditioned for things. In the wintertime, without electric heat in some location, will people freeze to death? Yes, there will be people freezing to death if they have no way of creating electricity for their heaters. Now, I do know they had a lot of stuff with wood stoves and stuff like that. They had other states were talking about how bad wood stoves were for your health and the environment. They started removing these things. Why they start doing that? Well, there's a lot of conspiracy on why they started doing that. But you can survive without electricity. You just got to be smart about it. You have to be proactive in it. Being prepared is key. Main thing is food and water. All right. Having warm clothes, stuff like that. Just do not gas yourself out. I still remember my 21st birthday. I was in Stone Mountain there in North Carolina. And there are two Stone Mountains. There's one in Georgia and the one in North Carolina. And I was camping out there by myself, and it started snowing because my birthday's January 5th. It started snowing. I was cold. I brought my Coleman gas stove inside the tent and my Coleman lantern, and I cranked both of them up. I was woke up by the park ranger the next day. I was halfway in the tent, halfway out the tent, and basically I gassed myself. So I passed out hanging in and out of the tent. I was 21 years old, and I didn't even realize that I was even being gassed. I remember opening up the tent, and that's all I remember. So yes, it is very possible to take your own self out that way. All right, scrolling through. I always hope you're doing well. Stay frosty. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I do have to get up here pretty soon, and I gotta get back out in the woods with my brother. No, I didn't leave him out in the woods. I told him I need to go in and do a live stream right fast. Like I said, it's still early. I want to be out there before midnight, though. All right. Heat a tent in your living room. Don't try to heat the entire house. All right. Tennessee tactical boar hunting. Yes, I was out last night, and we had a deer jump through. Um, but yeah, we're going back out tonight. I was out there getting some things moved around because the track shifted a lot, so we had to reposition some things earlier, and we're going to be going back out. Coleman lantern puts out enough heat to cook over. Well, Coleman lantern does. With that, I'd rather just save my Coleman lantern for my light purposes and actually just set a fire outside and cook off that. Again, guys, I do not recommend using a Coleman stove or a lantern fuel indoors. All right, just from my own tent experience on that, unless you have a well ventilated area, I do not recommend doing that indoors. And they even clearly said don't use indoors, but use at your discretion. I'll put it to you that way. But yeah, you can gas yourself out. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up. If you have not been over there and seen Mark Google News' last video, it's a 20-minute long video. Go check that out. He goes in great depth of what is going on, and just the fact is that they taken blueprints of U.S. response to a power grid failure, a blackout failure, puts a lot of questions on what's going on. There's been a lot of stuff on the internet, in the news, about these power grids. How safe are they? Will they be going down? What's going to happen when they go down? And hey, being conditioned, I believe our media services, stuff like that, TVs, movies, news, does condition us for what's coming next. Like they just can't wait to tell you. Anyway, guys, appreciate every single one of y'all here. We will be not inside, never. Yeah, I do not recommend doing them on the inside. What's for dinner tomorrow night? Well, I'll tell you what. If it's hopefully it's pork. Um, but we'll find out. I don't know. If we do get something tonight, we will be doing a basic butchering, showing you how to butcher out a hog on the channel. I will try my best to make sure it's as G-rated as possible, but we will be going over that. If not, we will be on the road January 6th. We're going to Tallahassee to go be with my wife's mother for a few days, and then we'll be back and getting our normal videos back up. So we're going to be taking a couple of days off here pretty soon, guys. All right, definitely appreciate every single one of y'all. And again, if y'all have not been over there and seen that 20-minute video Mark Figure just put out, I highly recommend going over there and watch it. And of course, as always, go check out the links so you can actually see the documentation for yourself. He always puts that information up there for you to check out. So anyway, guys, speak to y'all later, and y'all take care, all right?